J, Director of the Mobility Department. Item 6 is the quarterly presentation requested by Council, by FDOT and their projects within the city. Do we have anyone from FDOT online right now?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
For Madam Deputy Clerk.
Great, yeah. So the presentation is going to be made by our friend and colleague at FDOT District 7, Ginger Regaldo. Ginger works on safety projects, and today's presentation is about various pedestrian safety projects within the city and some outside. Most of note project-wise is some of them are in really lower income, high pedestrian areas with a large population of persons with disabilities. So these pedestrian safety projects are part of our commitment to Vision Zero, and FDOT are great partners towards that. And at this point, I'll hand it over to Ginger. Ginger, take it away.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you for this time. So this is on various upcoming improvements to District 7. Please bear in mind that these are draft images that I will be showing you. So I just want to make sure that there'll be a few changes, but there, can you still see the presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So on Nebraska Avenue from Kennedy Boulevard to East Arctic Avenue, we have planned mid-block crossings, some rectangular rapid flashing beacons, and some pedestrian hybrid beacons that we're going to be putting in. So the RRFBs are planned at 11th Avenue, 25th Avenue, and East Bryan Street. And the pedestrian hybrid beacons are planned for Harris, Juneau, and Seward. We're also planning on some sidewalk connections and replacing the stamped pavement medians between Kennedy and Louisiana, and doing some bulb outs at Nebraska and North Bay Street and Janice, and then intersection improvements at Palm. So some images of those to make it make sense. So this is Palm, and this is what we're talking about and improving this. Again, these are just the drafts that we have right now of the improvements. Landscaping in the median, putting in some traffic separators, some milling and resurfacing. This would be the pedestrian crossing that we were talking about at 11th Street. Another at Bryant, another pedestrian crossing here with the raised median. And then another one closer to Idlewild, doing a tapered. So if you have any questions, again, those were just draft updates.
I think, didn't we ask that when they came back, they would talk about Hillsborough Avenue and ML King and some other updates on those issues? I thought that's what we asked for. Didn't we ask that for updates or improvements on those areas for the next this quarterly update?
So there are projects going on in various areas within District 7, and FDOT chose to highlight safety projects in partnership with us for this quarterly report. So the next quarter, we can look at some of those corridors as well. As you might remember, some improvements on Hillsborough Avenue were previously presented last year. And so we'll certainly program that going forward. I'm not sure what projects exist right now with FDOT for this year.
Because we definitely asked for, Hillsborough looks like a dump. Lighting improvements, the street, it looks horrible. You have some improvements, but it seems like the improvements they're doing is not really aesthetically beautifying Hillsborough Avenue. and that's the complaints I hear all the time. It looks like a dump. Bushwood Boulevard, you talk about ML King. So I think we'd ask for some updates on how we're going to aesthetically and really beautify Hillsborough Avenue. I mean, when you look at when people come off 75, you know, Hillsborough Avenue is a major corridor. So is Bush Boulevard. If we can get some updates on those and whatever other safety updates you may have, but I think we really want to know about Hillsborough Avenue and ML King and some of those corridors, major corridors, to see what are the upgrades going to be, because that's what the constituents are asking. We want our places to not to look so glum and slighted, but where are the upgrades at?
Sure, and we'll follow up with FDOT on that, but I'd just like to highlight that their planning process for the projects to get to the work program goes through 3 steps, and funds have to be prioritized similarly to us as well. But I know that they have several projects going on, and we'll stay on top of it.
Last thing, Vic, we talked about several complaints still come in, excuse me, about Nebraska and ML King, where there's no turn light going westbound to turn south onto Nebraska, and also at the intersection right at, I believe it should be Talaferro, I believe. Mm-hmm. I think it's Talaferro. As you get ready to get onto the on-ramp of ML King and I-275, if you look at the crash report, there are crashes that just about every day, and also, I don't know what we can do, maybe, I just don't know, at 12th and ML King. That is a high crash area, and maybe you have to look at that. But those 3 portions of ML King are very bad, because if you look at the traffic pattern every day, when it gets bogged down, I mean, 12th, you're going to have an accident at 12th and ML King, or it's going to be at Nebraska and ML King, or at the interstate. At the interstate. So, if FDOT yourself can please look into that, because I keep getting calls about the accidents that are occurring there.
Sure thing. We'll work with our partners at FDOT. We'll look at these 2 locations: Nebraska at MLK current requests, and 12th and MLK safety concerns.
All right. Anything else, gentlemen? All right. Thank you for your report.